Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Today we are going to be doing another quick update to the Vows of Virtue Deeds of Cruelty patch 5.1 special site. So this was a bit of a surprise for me. I did not expect this again so soon, but we do have a couple more updates that they made to the patch about what's coming for us for 5.1. And we will begin right away by going straight to the new trial that we will be facing, which is the Minstrel's Ballad Hades Elgi. Hearken unto a requiem for a hero fallen, a man who lived thousands of our lives, clinging desperately to faint hope, never shirking his sworn duty to his long-lost brethren. A man who stood proud and did avow his true name on the threshold of the battle that would see him fall to his rival, the light to quench his shadow. Borrowing liberty from the funeral rites of the knights blessed, the minister and wanderer weaves an elegy in that hero's honor, the tragic yet triumphant tale of a man and a battle that shall ever be forgotten. So yes, this was kind of what we were expecting, the extreme mode of Hades. So we did see a lot of it during the trailer. In fact, I think half of the trailer was shown us fighting Hades Extreme. But in case you want to know a little bit more about it, we do have some pictures. As you can see, this is Hades' true form, which is badass and freaky all at the same time, which I do love. As I'm sure that you can all recognize it, this is actually the scene where we do battle with that giant monster at the end of the Amarat dungeon. So we are high above the earth, like somewhere in the past, like in the memory of a forgotten past, where we are actually doing battle with Hades in his true badass form, bigger and badder than ever before, and we are actually doing battle right above the earth here, as it's just all hell is breaking loose down below. So that is actually going to be an amazing battle if you ask me. And no doubt about it, it is going to be an extreme battle. Like, I think people still have trouble with just the normal mode. So if you're having trouble with normal mode, you are probably not going to be standing long against extreme. But speaking of extreme battles, we have the epic Battle of Alexander Ultimate. The clockwork fortress that manifests itself in the far reaches of snow-swept Dravania did bear an uncanny resemblance to the great steel giant sung of in the legends of the Hotgo, an Alride tribe hailing from afar across the sea. Inspired by this tragic tale of a mechanical god who placed his trust in a single mortal soul, the minstrel and wanderer spreads the proverbial wings of imagination and take flight, weaving an impassioned ballad of hope and despair profound. So as you can see here for Alexander Extreme, we will be doing battle with all of the major bosses throughout the Alexander Extreme. So it's not just one or two, we are fighting against all three. So this is actually going to be joining the ranks of Bahamut Ultimate and the Ultimate Weapon Ultimate. So that's definitely something that you can be looking forward to. Next up is the Blue Mage update. Since you last met, Martin has been striving to further the interests of the fledgling Blue Mage Guild. Not only has he uncovered a wealth of powerful spells for you to master, he has also arranged for groups exclusively comprised of Blue Mages to journey into perilous territory to test the limits of their abilities. Well, that seems a little bit irresponsible of him, but that's kind of what we've come to expect. So we see our former teacher Martin, and it looks like he's up against a behemoth right behind him. So he certainly seems to be making a name for himself as a Blue Mage. And judging from the way that the behemoth is lying down, it looks like he might have actually defeated him. Either way, I do suspect that we will be having to go through a lot more dungeons and trials, all to learn some very new special abilities, which I'm a little bit anxious of. So yes, the limited job of Blue Mage has now been increased to level 60. So I guess that's something that we can all be looking forward to, I suppose. I personally am not too fond of the Blue Mage job. I enjoy it, in a manner of speaking. Not my favorite job, but I am looking forward to seeing how the story unfolds. Next up, we have our brand new PvP battle, the Ansar Hakliar, or the Dengxing Nadam. The Exalia of the Azim Steppe are renowned for their ferocity in battle, a traditional preoccupation that culminates once each Tezglan Sar as they clash to earn the right to rule in the Nadam. Such infrequent conflict is insufficient to slate the steppes' most zealous warriors, however. Thus the Danxing Nadam, smaller contest to which the grand companies of Eorzea have now been welcomed, join forces with the Maelstrom and the Orban people, the Adders and the Elgin, and the Flames and the Horo in this grand demonstration of martial prowess, and may the mightiest prevail. So yes, this next battle for PvP is actually going to be taking place upon the steppe. So you can actually see what looks like an ancient battlefield where the people of the steppe are actually able to participate and practice for any upcoming Nadam. So this actually looks like a lot of fun. So the grand companies have also been invited to join in, and they are free to fight. So we're actually going to be joining forces with other Alright tribes and actually just doing the same thing as we always do during PvP, and that's beat the crap out of each other. So in this next scene, you can actually see a kind of glimpse of what it's going to be like, and I like that everyone is kind of decked out in their steppe gear. So yeah, this is just a little quick introduction. I'm not entirely sure how this is all going to work just yet, but if you do enjoy PvP, then this is something that I'm sure that you're going to be really excited about. I personally am not too fond of PvP, but hey, that's just my opinion. But here is probably one of the biggest things that we've all been looking forward to, and that's the Ishgardian Restoration. With the Dragonsong War brought to its conclusion, the Houses of Lords and Commons have approved large-scale reconstruction works aiming at revitalizing the Holy See of Ishgard. The principal site for this project is the Firmament District, which sustained extensive damage during the millennium-long conflict. Appointed overseer of this endeavor is the young Lord Francel of House Helenart, who now seeks able and willing artisans the realm over to contribute to this great and noble cause. So that was actually a little bit of a surprise for me, because we have not seen or spoken to Francel since way back in A Realm Reborn. So it is going to be nice to see him again, especially since he and Hoshafont were like best friends. So it's really going to be nice to talk to him. So here are some pictures of what we can be expecting. We see a group of crafters and builders already getting ready to get to work. So the Firmament is actually a distant part of the Holy See, and it has been said a lot that the only reason that people are looking forward to doing this is because we might get housing in Ishgard later on. I do believe we will eventually get housing in Ishgard, but it's not going to be right away. Certainly not in this particular patch, because they did say that they're going to be making additional updates with every patch from now on with the reconstruction of Ishgard. So it's definitely not going to be this patch that we will be getting housing. I just want to make that clear. If we do get housing in this expansion, then it's probably not going to be way into the future of in maybe 5.5 part 1 or 2. That's what I'm thinking anyway. But we do have this to keep us all entertained until then. So this is actually going to be a chance for crafters and gatherers to actually be able to stockpile all sorts of items and equipment that they can contribute. And it's also a really good way apparently to get your leveling done for your crafters and gatherers. So all you have to do is come to the Sky Builders board, and you can actually take on these announcements and information, and they tell you what they need and you're able to stockpile it for them. So this is going to be a large group effort, and not just with you or a free company, but everybody in your server. Depending on how many is contributed to the stockpile is going to determine how fast the whole reconstruction goes. And this here actually looks like maybe some rewards that we end up getting for doing such a good job. And it looks a lot like mechanic gear. So this is kind of like grease monkey gear. That's what I like to call it. And I'm not against it. I think it's pretty cool. So yeah, that is going to be something that I think that everyone is going to be looking forward to. It's not going to be coming out until patch 5.11, however, so I'm going to be giving it a couple extra weeks before it's properly introduced into the expansion. Next up, we have performance updates. For budding musicians who want to form their own band, the new Assemble mode makes it easier to synchronize with party members. While Performance Assistant shows you how to play a number of fan-favorite songs, there is even a host of brand new instruments to try. So this is actually pretty interesting because you are able to create your own band. As you can see, these characters here, we have the trumpet, a harp, a flute, the drums. So not only are you able to form bands, but you're able to synthesize with each other to really form a proper band, apparently. And this may even be able to teach you how to play certain songs. I know that a lot of people have been wanting to do this. I myself have personally been wanting to do it, but I am not a musician, and so this has been very difficult for me. So I'm guessing that they're actually doing this to actually teach you how to play your favorite songs. I really hope that's the case. Alright, and then we have some minor updates, such as the new mounts. Be it by land, sky, or sea, these new mounts will take you where you need to go. So this first one here is actually in the form of a dragon, and as I'm sure you can guess, this is going to be the reward you get for doing Hades Extreme, which is awesome. I love it. But we also have this one, which I'm just as excited for, and it's actually the White Lion Sin Eater. But it doesn't really look like a Sin Eater from this point of view. It looks more like a statue. This looks a lot more like the stone statue of the lion that we battle against in, I think, the city of Omnipore hard mode. Not sure where we get it, but it looks like it might actually be a prize that you can actually get from Yulemore. At least that's what I'm thinking, that's what I'm hoping for. Next up we have some minions. Be the envy of your fellow adventurers with these adorable wind-up toys. So we have at least 2 new minions that are being introduced. One of them looks like a meerkat, and the other is a flying koi fish or goldfish, one of the other. Can't say for sure where we're going to be getting these yet, but I'm guessing that one of these is actually going to be a reward, like a possible rare drop from the new dungeon of the Grand Cosmos. Perhaps maybe that's the meerkat. And the goldfish here is probably going to be a rare prize that you can get from fishing. That's my best bet for right now. Next up, we have some new hairstyles. These new hairdos are bound to leave an impression. So this one here is kind of cute. It's going to be kind of more like a boyish hairstyle, if you ask me. It looks familiar. I'm not sure exactly where I've seen it before. But if you're looking for a shorter hairstyle, that could be one for you. Here is what I'm really looking forward to with the new emotes. Express yourselves with these new gestures and poses. So here we actually have an emote that lets you lean up against the wall. So you can use this against any wall apparently and just lean up against it and look cool and badass. Awesome for that. And finally, we have new PvP gear. A range of brand new PvP gear is available, giving you even more ways to customize your character. So this here is kind of a look of them all together. I was kind of expecting this gear to be from the brand new Alliance raid from the Dark Apocalypse. That was kind of the impression that I got here. But hey, I'm not complaining. This is definitely more of a cyberpunk kind of style, like a futuristic style. So this here is kind of what you can be expecting from each one of them. So I do see a healer, I do see the casting gear, I definitely see the tank gear. So I'm guessing that you can trade wolf marks at the wolf den in order to earn these pieces of gear. Yep, so here is one for the tanking, is what looks like. And this one here is maybe more of a striking gear. That's what I'm picking up on it. Anyway, that does look like pretty much everything that we wanted to talk about. We do have some new pictures down below so that you can take a look at those whenever you want. But yes, that's definitely everything that we have so far with the new update. I do think we should be getting at least maybe one more update before the release of 5.1. At least that's what I'm picturing. Anyway, that's it for now. I hope everyone enjoyed this quick little update. I hope you're all looking forward to what's coming for us. I know I am. And I will be seeing you all again very soon.